Testing, testing, testing. Can you hear me now? I believe that I am now coming through. All right. So we'll start all over. I've never done this before. The DoN is tied up in traffic, so he asked me to get started. It's in Spanish. No hablo español. So hello everybody again. See, we got Mr. V Rose, got CG Coins, Stacking Perpetrator, Kino Mine, CG Coins, Gunny's Quarter Deck, Silver Wolverine, C Griller Stacker, hello. And hello, Rhonda. I think I've fixed the audio. You should be able to hear me now. It looks like it's coming through. Let me double check. Yeah, it's showing that I should have audio. So if you still can't hear me, type up. No, let me know if you can't hear me. Okay. Hey, HVAC Residential Basics. Okay, good. So like I was saying, Don is tied up in traffic and is en route and asked me to get his show started. So I said that would not be an issue. So here I am. And wanted to touch a little bit while we're waiting for the Don to make an appearance. That I think it was Silver Wolverine that left a comment on my video that I dropped today, or it's I watch so many different videos and comments and stuff. I get confused. That the Liberty coin that they dropped, what was it, 9,000 Silver Wolverine, and they sold out in like 2 hours. So I didn't log in this morning to check the Mint website to see what was there, but it doesn't surprise me that they did sell out, nor does it surprise me that they released some more. So Wolverine's confirming 9K took 2 hours. Gunny can confirm this, but I believe, as well as I'm sure that Silver Wolverine can, that when they dropped, there was 43,000 roughly and change that they sold through in 36 minutes, and then dropped another 9,000, but it took 2 hours. My guess is they'll probably be dropping a little bit here and there. With it being a limited production of only 75,000, my guess is they ran just one batch of all 75,000 or whatever their target goal is. There's probably a scrap factor and overrun factor of, I don't know, 5 to 10%, probably closer to 5 for returns or exchanges. And I know they took a bunch of them to the ANA show in Chicago that is still going on, and I think it finishes tomorrow. I believe it runs tomorrow, and then that's the end of the show. And the Mint director, I don't know about today, but I know yesterday was signing COAs for new releases. So you almost bought one, Silver Wolverine. Well, again, it doesn't surprise me that 9K took 2 hours. I think a lot of people just assumed that they were gone and people were just checking and stumbled across it. But I fully expect that all 75,000 of those are going to be spoken for. I don't think it's going to be dragging on. I'm still shocked at the Air Force medal. Look at the 2016 S Liberty Medal. I'll make a note here. To look at that. Gunny FOMO'd me, and I end up acquiring 2. Not 1, but 2. And they've already shipped. At least I have a tracking number. But what I did receive today is... Ta-da! Now, focus. My PDNS roll. The Nina Terrell Warren PDNS set. Right here in my hot little hand, still sealed. And we're back to the 1981 code. Let's see, what was limited to 12K? So all the S Liberty medal of 2016. 5-star general commemorative, fantastic price, very cool. Yeah, the focus hand trick. I know. I'm readjusting my studio, and I'm trying to get things worked out. So I've got my cameras at a different spot, my key lights in a different spot. I got a new microphone that seemed to work well with my the video that I dropped this morning on the weekly update. But when I'm live, it appears that there is an echo, and some of that is there's no treatment in this room per se. I've got to get an area rug, and I've got to do something with walls. So I got sound that's reverbing back when I'm live, which is weird because normally I wasn't having a problem live. I was having a problem running a video through OBS. So that's why I was using Screencast to do most of my videos. But I got OBS today, and or OBS was what I used today. And the audio on that seems fine, and I noticed that my camera is a little too high. My Air Force medals, I ordered 2, actually, Gunny, and mine arrived today as well. And I ordered 2 because my father served in the Air Force. So 1 is for him and 1 is for me. And look who has decided to join us.
Hi, everybody. Happy
doing,
Friday.
Don? I hope you're okay.
I'm okay. The chief of security had a little bit too much fun at the facility maintenance and recreational area. He went to the vet this morning, but nothing to get his his nails trimmed. I can't do it myself. I have no patience for him to do it. So I sent him over there to get his nails trimmed, and he gets a day of doggy daycare, as they call it.
Yeah, he gets pampered and spoiled,
and with both his 4-legged and 2-legged friends. So I mean, it's good. Dogs they have to socialize with dogs, otherwise they're going to grow up to be grumpy old dogs. So it was good, and plus it gives me a little bit free time. Well, not free time, but it frees me up so I can get stuff done here at home. And I was able to knock out a lot of work today. So that was a big help. But what happened was he went, it was, when did she call? It was about like the mid-morning recess, if you want to call it that. So they opened the doors, and Marty just went top speed from the kennel area through the different. They have like pins, and then each pin has like a second, like a. If we were in Star Trek, it'd be like the outer door going to the next compartment. So they have this, staging area. What? Yeah, exactly. So he ran into there, and it just happened that the door to the pin he was going to go into to play was already open. So he just immediately darted in there, and being the good chief of security is, the first thing he does is checks the perimeter, right? Well, as he was checking the perimeter at full speed, his face caught on a little piece of the barb, a little barb off of the chain link fence, and so he's got a little cut on his cheek. And so the vet called me in to say, hey, he's got a cut underneath his eye. And of course, being a dog parent, selective hearing kicked in, and all I heard was eye. Right? And I was like, huh? What? And she's like, no. It's below his eye. And I was like, oh, okay. And she was like, maybe I should have opened with that first.
Yeah, probably.
So he's okay. He's got like a little, it's a little, the cut's fine. They did a good job cleaning up and everything. So I just got to make sure it stays clean, and he's fine and all that stuff.
Yeah.
It's just that, when when I went to pick him up, he's just like, he knows something happened. I mean, it's not his fault. I didn't say, bad dog or anything like that. I was just, I was just surprised. Look at him. You okay? You have a good day, doggy daycare. And then he's like, oh, yes, Daddy. Thank you very much for letting me have some fun time. So we're okay. The problem is getting home. Traffic here is okay. The traffic was bad for this place. Now, if you take bad traffic here in the Huntsville area and compare it to Northern Virginia, Manassas, Alexandria, the suburbs, the big suburbs around DC and DC itself, forget it. It's nothing. So anyway, long story short, so I apologize for being late, to the show tonight. I appreciate everyone being here, and I think I'm going to learn eventually. That's the way to put it. Maybe I need to switch screens, but that's okay.
Well, normally you're on this side because it's your show. But because I started it, I popped up first. So I can remove myself. Here we go.
Well,
and now I can add myself.
Why would you want to do that?
Because it's your show.
I don't care.
Spill Paint, hello. I have said hello to everybody. I talked for a full almost 2 minutes and realized that my mic setting was not proper. So I was talking, and so my lips were moving and they couldn't hear anything. So that started out real good.
All right.
Silver Wolverine, of course, made his comment, and Mr. V. Rose, as you can see, has also chimed in.
Okay. First off, Silver Wolverines, bite me. If not, I'll get this chief of security to bite you. So that's that. And by the way, let's see what's coming up this fall is the next season of the Book of Boba Fett. They, over the summer they finished the little 6-part miniseries about Obi-Wan Kenobi. Let's see. This month we have the Star Wars. Let's see. On the 24th, which is the 23rd here, because this is New Zealand time. So on the 23rd at 5 p.m. Eastern, the Star Wars ATST Walker 1 ounce and 5 ounce silver coin and the 1/4 ounce gold coin drops. And then that's the 24th, which is 23rd here. And then on the 25th, which is 24th here, is the Star Wars battle scene Anakin versus Obi-Wan 3 ounce silver coin. Then on the 26th, which is 25th here, is it's a couple of things. It's the Disney's Season Greetings 5 ounce silver coin, the Harry Potter Season's Greeting 1 ounce coin, and then the Star Wars Season Greeting, is that 10? No, that's 1 ounce silver coin and 5 gram silver foil. Yeah, I don't do the foils. So we'll see how that Star Wars season greeting coin is. So I guess the New Zealand Mint's getting fired up for Christmas.
Oh, you were talking about coins. Okay.
Yeah.
I thought you were just talking about shows.
New Zealand Mint. Okay. At what point in Star Wars do they use the term 1 ounce silver coin?
You just started rattling off dates and series, and I kind of zoned there for a minute. So sorry about that.
Gunny's here. Gunny gets me. Gunny gets me. There you go. Hoorah. Semper Crayola. Yeah, I got to think of it like a motto all around that, you know. What does the Marine Corps say? Semper Fi, do or die, gung ho, or something like that. So I got to figure out something for Semper Crayola, you know, color in the lines, color long, or something. I don't know.
I would leave that to Gunny.
Yeah, I'm just being. I'm still trying to, you know, from this afternoon.
And you sure you just drove straight home and you didn't stop at a watering hole?
No, I did not stop and get a drink. Here, you want to check? You want to check? Oh, wait.
Oh, no.
Indeed.
Oh, boy. I think we're losing them, folks. We're losing them. I don't know if there's any pulling back now, so we'll figure something out.
So who do we got here, by the way?
Well,
you said, you know, yeah. First off, you know, hey, good evening. Glad you're all here. Hope you had a, hope you had a great week. I hope it was productive. If you had, you know, time to have fun, hope you had fun. Hope everyone was safe. And just thanks for showing up spend some quality time with us here on a Friday night. Yeah, Mr. Vibros, Spill Paint, Stack the Perpetrator, Miss Rhonda, lovely lady, Kinomide.
Bad Gateway popped in.
Hello, Gunny's here, SW's here, CG Coin. I know he said hello, but I want to say hello to everybody too.
I'll just have a pop. I'll just have a drink of my pop.
Yeah, and C Griller, thanks for being here. Hey. For all your residential air conditioning and heating needs, call HVAC Residential Basics. Follow him on his YouTube channel as he continues his adventures in all things related to residential air conditioning and heating. For your heating needs, contact HVAC Residential Basics. Check better be in the mail, buddy. I like this mic. I have no idea what I sound like on the other end, but you know, I'm watching the equalizers. I'm like, okay, I'm not peaking. So, see, is that everybody? I think I hit Kinomines here. Did you say somebody just popped in? Bad Gateway?
Yes.
Are you here? Yeah. Hey, good evening. Thanks for joining us, my friend. Okay, I think hopefully I got everybody. Other than SW, you know, I should do a parody video on him. Hey, what's up, everybody? And you know what? It would be all Star Wars stuff.
Well, you can. My soundboard's not working again.
What?
My one soundboard. It's not working.
What? You're
Yeah, the only one that's working
Stream
is
Deck? No, I don't hear anything. Do you guys hear anything out there? You got like the drum roll or the?
No, none of it's working.
What'd you do? Did you break it already?
No, there's a weird setting that the audio sometimes it works, and I've got to keep changing it.
So, hey, let's start with something easy. How did everybody? This week we had the latest of the American Women's Series quarters drop, and I can't think of the name's lady, so forgive me for that.
The one that
like
showed everybody already.
I'm sorry.
I showed already. right here. Yep.
Oh, yeah, mine's. I think it's still at the front door. I mean, I brought it out from outside, but I dumped everything there because I wanted to hurry up, get on here. So yeah, mine's over at the front door.
Oh.
So,
I was gonna say, if anybody missed out on this is for.
Hey, by the way, it sounds like you're one channel. I'm only hearing you on my left ear.
You're only hearing left ear. All right, I'll fix that.
Nina Warren, thank you, Kinemai, thank you, appreciate that. Yeah, I meant no disrespect. I just slip.
How about now? Is this better?
Yeah. It sounds like you're in stereo now.
Okay.
So the Nina Warren quarters dropped. Silver Wolverine did a video about that. I'm sure. I'm so behind on videos, watching everybody's videos. Just like,
Yes, you are.
Yeah,
I only say that.
Even yours.
I know.
And you're behind on mine. Oh, wait a minute. I haven't put out a new video in a while.
Exactly. I mean,
so,
what am I going to do?
What's everyone's opinion about the Nina Warren? Have take a look at it. Have we heard anything? Like, is there like any errors out there? Is the San Fran okay? Just curious about that stuff. And SW, will you be taking your San Fran roll of the PDS set and putting it out there for distribution in the real world? Mm-hmm. Hello, SW. Hello.
Not sure. All depends.
Yeah.
I think. Well, he did that with the second coin, but he didn't do it with. He did it with the
Sally Ride, wasn't it?
Sally Ride. But
yeah.
He didn't do it with the Man Killer or with. Obviously, unless he's received his already. Yeah, I agree. I haven't heard of any errors yet, but they're just getting shipped out. So like I said, mine just arrived today. So, and I'm not opening it because I'm going to sell it for a very good price.
Yeah, I have 3 sets of the Nina Warren, and I will offer one PDS set at the same price point as that guy. So there's 2 sets available. So you can either buy his or buy mine. Now, what makes mine better is that you get some really cool stickers. So for the same price, you get a whole suite of the Department of Numismatics stickers with various themes on them.
I have 2 stickers. Some people don't like stickers. Some people do. Some people get stickers. Some people don't.
True. That is something I've been learning as as we're growing this channel together and stuff. There are some of those folks that are like, I don't want to say diametrically opposed, but they strongly dislike stickers.
Yeah,
which is fine. It's cool,
It doesn't matter. I mean, I think they're cool. The problem is I got a whole stack of them, and I don't know what to do with them yet. I may make a soundboard out of them because I need to treat my room. So I may put them on the wall. The problem is nobody's going to be able to see them but me.
What, you're not giving them out?
Of other channels that send me their stickers, like Can and stuff? No, I'm not giving those out. I'm keeping those. I'm talking my stickers.
No. Your sticker, your Gen X sticker.
Well, yes, I give them out.
Okay, you all say that he thinks engineers have a problem, and I'm telling you, these global supply chain managers have selective hearing. They want to hear what they want to hear from the engineer.
Sometimes.
Yeah. So we had the Nina Warren quarter drop, and I assume I wasn't tracking it. I assume it sold out like that.
Yes. My understanding is when it went live, it was like the last series, like 3 seconds, and it was gone. People couldn't even get it in their cart, and it was out. We did talk a little bit while you weren't here. I believe Silver Wolverine left a comment on my video for the weekly coin update. I mentioned the Liberty coin, and he said that they released 9,000 more today.
Oh, okay.
And it took 2 hours for them to sell out. So
Really?
between 43,000 yesterday, that took what 40 minutes, and then another 9,000 took 2 hours because I can
When
only
did
assume that people didn't know that
Yeah.
more were coming.
yeah? When did it drop? Like the 7:30 a.m. hush hush secret time?
But Silver Wolverine would have to answer that. I would
Okay.
assume so. Yes.
Yeah, I think that's kind of their secret, drop time. It's 7:30 Eastern a.m. Eastern.
Well, yeah, they played around with it for a while. It went 7:30, sometimes 7:35, 7:45, 9:30. I mean, they were moving it all around. So, but it seems like they've gone back to their 7:30 release again when they bring product back. But you got to remember, there's only 75,000 of those produced. So, so between 43 and 9, that's what 52 and change. Plus whatever they took to the ANA show.
Okay.
So I'm not sure. My guess is the ANA show, the last day is tomorrow, Saturday. And so I'm sure after whatever is left, if there's anything left, in combination of what they may have held back to begin with.
Oh, yeah, for the preferred by the people.
I don't believe that they had access to that. But
Oh, really?
I don't know. I don't know that for a fact. If it is, they were only allotted. They're only allotted like 10% of the run, which would have been 7,500 split up between what is it, 18?
Yeah, I think so.
Top dealers.
Yeah.
So that's not much.
Yeah. Oh, here you go. I'm sorry. Yeah, SW. He's got some data on here for us. 3K went in about 5 minutes. The remaining 6K took about 2 hours. Okay. So they did it. I guess they did. They did it in 2 segments then.
No, I'm guessing they released 9,000, but 3K went in 5 minutes, and then the rest of them took 2 hours to sell through.
Okay.
That's the way I read that.
You
okay? You okay?
Yeah. Yeah.
I can try to mute him, folks, when he does that, but it's his show, so he can do whatever he wants. If he does it on mine, I'm hitting the mute button.
No, you need to get your soundboard fixed. You can hit the other buttons.
I know. Sometimes I don't know how to explain it.
Yeah, it was working fine last night. I mean, what's up with that? Yeah, kennel cough. Exactly. Yeah. Yeah, considering working from the vet clinic, it's definitely kennel cough. So wow, so the Miss Warner coins are gone. I guess the Liberty silver is gone for now. It sounds like they probably still got some on the shelf. They're waiting for the right time to release the last of them to the public. So anybody get the Liberty silver by chance? Unless you guys already talked about that.
That's what we were just talking about.
Oh, okay.
The Liberty coin to get re-released.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got the original the plan. I got 2 on one order and then a single one. The 2 going off the grading, and I was reaching out to somebody because this somebody was sitting on a certain fence and couldn't decide whether or not he's going to get one or not. So, at the time when they were about ready to drop, I texted him and asked him, "Hey, do you want me to get you one?" Hello. And the next thing I know, I pulled over to the side of the road and bought 2. And I wound up buying 2 again. So I got 2 boxes with 2 each in them.
Well, that's what we were discussing. Was the Liberty, they re-released 9,000 and then 3,000. I think maybe you got confused thinking the Air Force medal.
Oh, that's the Air Force medal.
No, we were talking about the Liberty medal. The Air Force medal is still unavailable. I don't believe they released any today, but I don't know.
Okay. Sorry, guys.
He's out of it. We had a whole
I'm
discussion
gone.
that
I'm
he
gone
was
here.
involved in
Yeah,
and
ladies
didn't
and
know what he
gentlemen,
was talking about.
This is no longer the evening decaf with the DoN. It is now stack, chat, and collect with Mr. Gen X Collectibles. So
No. Come back, Don. Come back. I'll be quiet now.
refreshing indeed. Okay, so we're talking about the Air Force medal.
Well, I didn't know. We had the conversation about the Liberty. Oh, they re-released 9,000, and it took
Okay.
a couple hours.
Yes.
You were involved in that conversation.
Okay. Now can we talk about the Air Force medal?
Yes,
Or is that already done?
I received my Air Force medals today,
Yeah, mine's
along with my quarters.
yeah.
But I have not opened up the Air Force medals yet because I'm still debating whether or not I'm going to send mine in.
Yeah. So yeah. So that one I got 2 and 1. Two are
Right.
going out for grading, and then the single one I'm going to open, and hopefully. And by the way, folks, does anyone out there, can you recommend a good book about time management? I need help. I'm serious. I need help because I want to get into. I have a 3D printer, believe it or not, and I'm sure I said this last night, but if for those who weren't on last night, my 3D printer has the ability to extrude 2 different color filaments onto the same model. So in other words, it'll have 2 colors on it. And what I want to do is design like a something to put the military medals in.
Hey, Jojo, you can tell them whatever you want.
Okay, that's enough. Well, come on, I'm not the only one who's thought of this. I'm sure there's people out there.
No, and there's somebody that was in the
hopper, and they're gonna make some cool thing, and they're gonna mount the coins into it, stuff like that. But I'm gonna use my 3D printer, and since I have experience, modeling in 3D, see what I can come up with.
Yeah, what I have seen so far, and I can't remember now who it was, but I went to their channel. They were in the chat last night. Theirs is wood, and it's in the shape of a pentagon, and then they're laser etching, depending on your preference of which ones what one you want in the middle. Which most people, if they serve, let's say in the Marine, so they want the Marine Corps in the middle, then they are putting the Marine Corps motto and U.S. Marine Corps, and then I think the motto outside of the circle that you would insert the coin or the medal into, and then there's the Pentagon with the other 5 sides where all the rest of them would go. So, but his was made out of wood, I believe.
Okay, cool.
And I think he's doing the same type thing. I think he said for the women's quarters program. But Bad Gateway had a question here. In my opinion, there may be a few that'll pop up because of either credit card issues or that's basically it, because the mint is not supposed to be reselling returns. And I don't think that there's been a lot of cancellations on that, so I think that that's probably, you can check and see. They might release 1 or 2 here and there. I don't know what the sales numbers are. Silver Wolverine is our guy that normally looks at the actual sales numbers on a regular basis as far as what the mint does, which is why I don't do it, because Silver Wolverine does it. So saves me some time, which is cool. There you go. Silver Wolverine's got your answer.
Oh, lost my screen. Hello screen. You need a flux capacitor for time management. Okay. Hold on to that. Just give me 1 moment. Okay, there it is. Stand by. there you are, ladies and gentlemen. There is part number 121G. It's located in line Echo Bravo. It is a flux capacitor offered by O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Well, it looks like it was. This item is not available for purchase.
Yeah, because it's
It's out of stock.
because it's out of stock because O'Reilly Auto Parts hasn't, they're not moved to the future yet, so they can't stock an item that hasn't been built yet.
Yeah,
But
okay,
apparently
that's
they
on
got
there.
enough information to list it on their parts list or in their inventory.
I know
Steve-
that they, at one time they did sell all the components where you could convert a DeLorean to look like the machine.
Yeah.
I mean everything from the gull wings, the everything, including the garbage disposal. So
Yeah. So yes, that's
on a more serious note, there was a book that I read many, many years ago, and I believe it was called The 5-Minute Manager,
Okay.
that dealt with time management. Now I gotta look it up. And I believe it's by a famous business author.
You read a book about talked about time management from a managerial perspective, I think.
Yes.
Before I hit the wrong button.
Well, the new 1-Minute Manager is not what it's called.
Okay.
That's what it was. Not the 5-minute, the new 1-Minute Manager. It was the 1-Minute Manager and then the new 1-Minute Manager by Ken Blanchard. I thought it was a Maxwell book, but apparently not. I think John Maxwell's got one as well, as far as time management. On a serious note, seems like you asked. Let's see. Looking forward to finding errors. Yeah, that will be interesting to see. I know. I have not purchased any bankrolls from my bank because, from my understanding, most of those big errors that are selling for big dollars are found in they're being distributed out of the Atlanta distribution center from the Philadelphia Mint. I think is where most of them are being found.
Which we're talking about quarter scan. Which quarter?
The macular error, the big
Oh!
die break cut on the front on the obverse.
Okay. Give me 1 second here. I'm sorry, folks. Today's been a real cluster. I would have been better prepared for this, set up my time better. Just life happens. So I sincerely apologize for everything. And we'll get better. I'll get better.
That seems to be a problem, if you don't mind. I don't have a problem with my credit union. All I have to do is go in and say I want a box of halves or quarters or whatever, and they order them for me.
Give me a sec.
And anyway, so they'll order them for me, and then I go in the next week and I get them. And they also don't mind if I actually take them back, but I have to roll them to take them back. And I have a credit union. They used to have machines that you could dump it into, but when the health issue that occurred a couple years ago occurred, they pulled them all out, and it doesn't look like they're going to put them back into service anytime soon. So, but I would definitely talk maybe to the bank manager about that. That's not cool. You're getting that kind of customer service, or lack thereof, in my opinion. But if they're getting you coins, that's a plus, because a lot of banks won't even get you coins. So.
I actually, they didn't have it in an official box. Here's my first box of quarters, $500, right? Yeah, my first box I've ever done. Yeah, I've never done this before. So,
yeah, but how many of those are mint rolls?
Well, that one has a women man killer right here. No, wait, that's the I'm sorry, that's the Tuskegee. It's a Tuskegee Quarter, and then right below it is a Washington across the Delaware. Huh, I didn't notice that till now. So this looks like, because the way the bottom is, so this looks like this is. I'm sorry.
Yeah, those are customer rolled.
Yeah, so they've probably been through, except these two here. These, it says Loomis, so that's probably lost cause on those guys.
Yeah, probably. But you never know. You still might find some silver.
Yeah.
Unlikely, but you never know.
And then these are, the rest of these all say Loomis, and they're all like, perfectly, rolled. So, but I don't know. I guess they get a whole bunch of quarters from all over, and then they do this to them, right? So, but anyway, these, oh, sorry, the focus kind of fuzzy, guys. Sorry. And then here, and it looks like there's a Maya right there.
Yeah, there are all kinds. Well, that's not the original. The new ones that are coming out.
Yeah, and then here is this one. There's another one. So nothing to talk about on that side. Although these two right here were my. Those are pretty, shiny, so to speak. So I don't know, those may be fairly new. And then same here on the back side.
They're not this year because of the design.
Yeah. How about that? See that one right here? That looks pretty shiny.
That one is.
Yeah. So, who knows?
Yeah.
And then this one. Let's see what we got. Nothing really exciting there.
Let's get a bunch of circulated coins.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, the one has got a new design. There was one roll that had the new quarter.
Okay. Ready?
Yeah. Okay. That looks like a batch of new ones.
Yep. Yeah. Yeah, all the reverse on those are Wilma Man Killer, and then on the other side, if you can see the reverse, they are also Wilma Man Killer.
Yeah, don't forget there's some huge breaks on the reverse too.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I didn't know that.
Yep.
So, if I don't know if I'm lucky or not, but I guess this is the one to.
That's your batch right there, probably.
Yeah, exactly. So, yeah. I'll need to go find a good picture of what it looks like, and then go through these. Unless you guys want me to do it right now, but that'd be kind of boring. And then that guy had to carry the show. So what I could do is on his show, I could sit here and go through these, and he could carry the load and have the conversation. And I'm sure, I'll hand him the soapbox, and then he'll get on there and. 7 years ago, our gold and silver used to cost a lot less than it is today.
Oh boy.
So anyway, yeah, I got FOMO by Gunny to go try it and go for these. So, what's the probability? I don't know.
No, you don't know. You don't know until you look. But like I said, I'm not an air variety guy. But if I get one, obviously I look and see. But
yeah, because what are they going for?
Well, depending on which one it is.
Yeah.
It's the one break's going for $800.
Yeah.
Raw.
Yeah.
Raw.
Yeah. So what happens after that? I mean, okay, there is a what's the proper name for it? Error. How do NGC and PCGS get involved so that it's, I guess, graded, and then, how does the I guess is it up to the market to, put a value on that? That's something I've always wondered. Okay, you find an error. Okay, how do you get the grading companies to recognize, yeah, that is a legitimate error?
It's
Okay,
got to be
because
attributed. They have very specific guidelines, PCGS and NGC.
Okay, but their guidelines aren't the same, right? There's really
They're
no standard.
Both of them pretty much are pretty close. The only one that goes outside of that is annex. If they'll put any attribution on there, if that's what it is. So, like I said, there's hundreds of errors and varieties in Morgan dollars, and annex will do them all, where NGC and PCGS will only do maybe one or two, and there may be 100. So you'd have to look at their error and variety clause for NGC, but normally it's like the top 100 or something like that. Error and varieties against all coins, something like that is what they recognize. And I could be wrong there. Again, I'm not. That's not my specialty, so I really haven't dug deep into it. Now, like the 55 the cent, that's well known. So there's well-established costs for that through auction histories and all that. So they've got an idea, and they do have a price guide for that. But so some of those, the famous ones, yes, the 55 is the one that stands out the most between that and the 09 Lincoln Cent SVDB, because that was technically like an error. Well, it wasn't really an error. They were manufactured for a short run, and then they pulled them and then had him remove his initials from the rear of the coin.
Okay. SW question: should I keep my Maya Philly bankrolls? Mintage is really high. Not in my lane, bro. I wouldn't know.
I wouldn't.
I would ask the folks in the chat, what do you guys think?
Yeah.
We're still holding on to, or are there other options?
Well, there's errors. I mean, depending on how many he's got, there's error if that's what you want to hunt. But he already said that he's got a bunch of man killer quarters he was going to take.
Yeah, he said he had a couple. Wilma Van
couple hundred. Yeah.
Sally or something. I'm looking for.
Yeah, I can't remember which one it was. But.
Yeah, he said I have about. Here, let me back it up here. I have about 200 in new quarter Maya and man killer. Two rolls, bank rolls. I might take them back. I'm not an error hunter, right? I'm not either, but I like Gunny FOMO me, so.
I guess my question is the two rolls that are left that were issued from the mint, so they're mint rolled, because those you can sell for a little bit of a premium.
Yeah, because they're not like this from Loomis. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay. Right. Yeah.
Not if they're not in the mint wrappers. Mr. V-Rose here.
Not if they're in the mint wrappers. If you're not looking for errors, then just send them back or sell them if they are still commanding a premium on eBay. There you go.
Yep.
So it's not like you're gonna lose out. And this is a bunch of quarters, but it's still $500. I just got to go take them back and cash in it. So I'm not really losing money per se, but
we have a new
just maybe.
You never know. We have a new member in the chat.
Silver Oceans, thank you, sir. Good evening. Thank you for joining us. Appreciate you being here.
Yes.
Silver Ocean has a very excellent channel, good content. In my opinion, is very no nonsense, very well grounded, and he does a really excellent job with his manicures. Definitely in the top 3 hands and coins channel in our community. So be sure to subscribe to Silver Oceans, and if somebody could put up his YouTube channel link, we would appreciate it. So, good evening, good sir.
I'm sure that Andy will be on it before I could do it, so I will let Mr. Resnick or Rhonda, both of them are quick to the draw when it comes time for putting up links, that's for sure. There he is.
There you go.
Andy
Thank,
did it.
thank you, Andy. Appreciate that.
Thank you, sir.
See, Silver Ocean gets it. See, he's laughing at my jokes. See, there you go. Yeah. That's awesome. Miss Rhonda says I got 82 small date on copper. Okay, I guess that's on the cents.
Yes.
Okay. SW says I wear gloves because my hands are not pretty. Well, talk to Mr. Silver Oceans and see what his manicure regimen is. You know, talk to him about his, then ask 2 is 1, ask him about his regimen, and Silver Forever about his manicure regimen. That's my top 3 of the hands and coin channels. I love it. I love it. Love it. Love it. Love it. Love it. Ugh. Okay, come on. Oh boy. All right. So, one thing I did want to do, and I felt like I really didn't do a good job last night, and about the question that was posed is, how do you know how much silver is enough? And I was thinking about it a lot today, and the person in the chat that asked last night, it is a very good question. It is a very legitimate question. And last night, I said a lot of things. You have to take factors into consideration. What is?
Sorry.
Uh-oh. Was that a cue for something, or?
No, I forgot I have to turn something on for that to work. Go ahead.
Okay.
I apologize. I didn't think it was going to work.
I'm getting off my soapbox now, and I'm going to take it.
Oh, I didn't think it was going to work. It hasn't been working all night.
And now it works, and you put up the crickets. Thanks a lot.
It's the first button, unless I...
That's better.
So, anyway, go back to what you were saying, please.
Okay.
In fact, I'll mute myself so I'm not so distracted.
Yeah, that's a hard question. It really is. And I don't want to step on toes out there, because I know there's there is debate out there about it, but there's just so many factors involved that there's no one plan that fits it all. The reason the question came up is fairly a new person to the chat, and I'm grateful that he joined us, of course. So if he's here, please say good evening and reach out to us. And he asked me, because I made the comment that I stopped stacking silver because I felt I had enough, and he posed the question, well, how did you know you have enough? So for me, my plan, my philosophy, my opinion, which may or may not work for you. So you have to do your due diligence. So I'm just sharing you my experience. And there's not going to be any particular order. One is one priority over the other. And I'm just trying to make sure I get all of the points across. So it's no particular order. One, logistically, it's a hassle. It's crazy. Because if you imagine if you had, how much does 1,000 ounces of silver take up? How much space does that take up? How much does 5,000 ounces of silver take up? I know a lot of people, the true, stacker who stacks for weight, they're buying half a kilo bars.
Yeah, 1,000 ounces.
They're buying those huge ounces, beyond 10 ounces. They're buying, I don't know exactly all the increments, but they're buying big bars, and that's great. because they are true stackers in the sense of weight. We're all about weight at the minimum premium, all about weight. How are you going to move that if, heaven forbid, you have to leave your home or wherever it is that all this silver is? How are you going to transport it? You got a big pickup truck? Are you going to have enough time to lift all that stuff, get it in your vehicle, and get out of Dodge? That's so logistically, you got to think about that. Is it really worth having that much? Or are you going to stay put and take your chances? I'm really speculating, probably going out to the extreme, but really boil it down. Do you have the means? Do you have the logistics to be able to move all that silver in a hurry? Physically. I'm not talking about selling it. I'm not talking about anything like that. Just to be able to move it from point A to point B for whatever reason.
Yeah, I think that's a valid point.
That is a completely valid point.
Mr. MJ Boudreau, good evening, sir.
Hey, Mr. Boudreau, thank you for joining us.
I did want to highlight this because I did watch this video.
Okay.
So Stormy did put out a video, and he broke it down based on how much money, how much income you want, and how many ounces of silver and gold that equates to based on income level that you want to retire at. However, there was obviously disclaimers, and it was a good video. I thought he did it fairly well. The only thing that I would, silver and gold should supplement your current retirement portfolio. It should be a portion of your diversification, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
And Mr. V. Rose here jumps in, says financial analyst told me you need about 2 million liquid assets. Not sure when I'll retire either based on that assertion. It depends on how much do you want to draw, what's your rate of return.
Mm-hmm.
Are you pulling out more than you're getting back once you reach a certain limit? And I'm repeating what my financial analyst told me. In my discussions with my financial guy, I have set a budget, and I try to stick to that budget. Sometimes I go over, sometimes I go under. Normally I go over because this guy follows me, or Gunny, or somebody will get me on the phone, and so I'm slowly but steady just buying and stacking quietly my little bits and pieces here and there. And my stack, I know we've discussed this a little bit with my rant last week, but my plan is it's there, and if we want to spend it or cash it in to do something extra outside of our normal retirement income that we're going to have, then that's what we're going to do. I'm not one of those guys that's just sticking it in a secure location and never going to touch it, never going to cash it in, and just leaving it for my kids. That's not what the plan is. The plan is, it says me and my wife want to do something. Say we want to go to Europe, for like a month or something crazy, right?
Yeah.
Or a tour, or take a cruise or something, for an extended cruise, or something odd, right, that you don't normally plan on.
Mm-hmm.
Well, if I've got a couple ounces of silver that I can sell that would pay for that trip, or not silver, gold, I'd have no problem at all doing that.
Yeah,
for us to enjoy that, because we've worked hard.
Yes.
We've invested.
Yes.
As wisely as we can. And although the markets are really volatile right now,
but that's okay.
All you can do is keep at your plan. The worst thing to do is to panic, and you can't panic.
And
go ahead.
No, you hit the point. That was my next point. You need a plan. And that,
Yep.
I haven't seen Stormy's video. I know I've seen another channel's video about, how much of a stack you should have. Well, I respect Stormy. I consider Stormy a mentor to me into to this channel that I'm trying to grow and develop. So I haven't seen this video, so I'm not gonna say any comments about his video because I haven't seen it. That wouldn't be right. You need a game plan. You really do. Once you start looking at all the other factors, let's put game plan over here. Okay, so we talked about logistics. Now, part of that plan. What is your budget? I know we said this last night, and we're going to say it again. What's your budget? Have you figured out what your monthly debts are? Let's use the hard words. Debt. What is your monthly debt? What is it? Your utilities, right? Your stuff, your children's lunch money to go to school, for example. I don't know if that's the case. Okay. Your cable bill, your internet bill, your cell phone bill, sewage and trash pickup. What else we got? Mortgage, car payment, insurance,
Gas, upkeep.
gasoline, gas, your if I haven't said utilities, all those monthly expenses you will be paying for if you want to work and if you want to live. If you're not going to pay your electric bill, lights out, right? Electric company's not going to fool around with that stuff, especially with the cost of power nowadays. You need to figure out what your budget is, because if you even can't pay for the necessities, you shouldn't be out here in this YouTube community. Yeah, that's hard for someone who's barely has, barely 200 some subscribers. But
I think that they can be in the community and they can look, but whether or not they should be buying.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you for correcting that. Yeah,
that's
a better way of saying it.
Yeah. Yeah.
It fires me up that people get on, not here, but they get in our community and they're like, oh yeah, I bought on a dip, blah blah blah, but I got to buckle down next month. It's like, well, you probably shouldn't have to buckle down in the first place. Credit card debt. There's the root of all evil nowadays. Boy, you get sucked in with those crazy things, And hey, Donald, New Mexico, thank you for joining us, good sir. Good evening. I hope all is well with you, sir. Okay.
Bandit Jones has got the ultimate answer.
What does he have? When you can no longer get into your home because every room is full of silver, buy another home. If you got that much silver, yeah, you definitely could probably buy another home. So, all right. So, enough with the debt. We all agree, right? You're going to have monthly debts. All right. Staying in that realm of that, your savings account. Remember what I said last night? What is the percentage of Americans who don't have at least $500 in their savings account readily available to fix their car if it breaks down? 82%. And this is coming from my financial advisor. 82% of Americans don't even have $500 in their savings account. So what happens when you lose your job and you got the mortgage payment coming up? What happens to your car payment when it's coming up and you don't have income? Everyone here knows the answer to that. So you got to see, things are building up here. You got to have a budget. You do have to have an X amount of money in packed away in a credit union, bank, or whatever, because you need to be able to draw that if, heaven forbid, something happens. Because it's going to take, I don't care what you say, it's going to take you time to liquidate gold and silver to get the money you need to pay a medical bill or to pay to get your car fixed, unless the mechanic's willing to take gold and silver for payment, which, hey, okay, but I doubt very seriously that's the case. So you need to build those savings up. You need to make sure you can cover your expenses for X number of months or a year, whatever it takes. But you have to do that homework, because I don't know what your bills are. You know what your bills are. You need to plan for that stuff. And if this is financial advice, fine, take me to court. Guess what? This First Amendment, I'm speaking my mind freely. I'm not telling you to buy stock A, stock B, or stock C. I'm telling you, save your money. Am I really going to get in trouble for telling you to save your money?
Well, Mr. V. Rhodes has got a point here that I put on the screen for you.
Okay. Saving is more about discipline than how much you're able to save. Get in the habit of saving, and the rest will take care of itself. Yes.
It does. It snowballs, and it doesn't take long for it to snowball. It's no different than buying silver or gold. You buy a little bit here and there, and the next thing you know, it's like, holy cow, I got X amount of ounces.
I'm not saying no, you cannot do it. It goes back to the budget. The budget. Take care of your bills. Put some away in your savings, and be consistent. And if you're down to the wire, where it's that last amount that's supposed to go to savings versus, I want to go out to eat, well, cook at home. Let that money go in your savings account. In fact, I know all banks and credit unions, they have the ability where you can auto withdraw money from your paycheck and put it into your savings automatically for you. Do it. Takes the guesswork out of it for you. And you put that in your budget. Hey, I know on payday, $50, I'm just making that number up, will go into my savings, and do it. And I don't care this crap about, fiat, the world's going to blow up, the dollar is going to go away. Really? It's going to a zombie apocalypse. If that happens, if the Lord and Savior Jesus Christ comes down here and says, it's time, gold, silver is not going to matter. And yeah, I'm sorry, that's religion. But that extreme crap, forget it, okay? You need to have this stuff in place. You need to have your plan. You need to execute your plan. Once you figured out all these numbers and you're putting away your money, you're paying off those evil credit cards, then you can put away. Here's an easy thing that I do, and this is something that my credit union can do for me. I actually have two savings accounts. I have my main one, and then I have another savings account which takes my debit card purchases, rounded up to the next dollar, and then takes that difference and puts in the savings account. So if I buy something for, that's $1.90, they round it up for $2 and then take that 10 cent and put it in that savings account. And then guess what I do? It builds up to the point where every month I could pull that money and buy my 1/10 gold coin for the Polybuck 1/10 gold coin challenge. And I know Polybuck ain't here.
You have a rating score, sir.
I'm sorry?
Look at the screen.
Randomatic says 7.75. No, 8.1 since you added zombies. I love it. How about, no. I can hit 9. There's one type of zombie that does scare the poo-poo out of me. Clown zombies.
Yeah, I don't like clowns.
I don't like clown zombies. I will not watch a movie that has clown zombies in it.
Especially Pennywise.
Nope. I will stay away from those. Okay? So we've talked about budget. We've talked about taking care of your debts. We're talking about what? Making sure you have that emergency fund set up in your savings account. All right? Now, within that budget, you know what your expenses, you know what your debts are. Then you can figure out, okay, I'm putting the money away here in my savings. Okay, I got a little bit of play money here. What can I do with that benefits me and my family? Now you can start making these sound decisions on what you want to do. But you got to take care of yourself. You got to take care of your family first. And the people in this community, not you, the big channels, they won't tell you that because they're afraid, that's financial advice. I don't want to get in trouble. My financial advisor tells me that. His financial advisor tells him that.
Yeah.
So what is wrong with us saying the same thing? Nothing.
Yeah.
And we have the First Amendment, by the way.
So
you guys that has to happen. If you can't do that, go get professional help. There's even clinics that offer free, how to have a budget 101. And these are put on by the the YMCAs, the local JCs, the Chamber of Commerce, even a lot of banks and credit unions offer these little seminars that are completely free for their members. Go look for them. It's not, you don't necessarily have to hire a financial advisor per se. There's plenty of free opportunities out there. You go to your library. They put on these little financial 101 classes and stuff, and they usually bring in an actual financial advisor, so you can ask him the real hard questions, and it's good to go because he's the legit guy. Take advantage of all these free opportunities of information that is outside of YouTube.
And there is some information on YouTube, but you got to take it with a grain of salt, depending on who it is.
Grain of salt.
Right.
You got to take everything with a grain of salt, folks, because in the end, you got to make your own decision. Yep. You got to have that budget. Get that budget set. Get your savings set. Then, when you and your family, if you have family, or the people you care about that are in your life, then you guys can start making that decision. Well, do I want to get into buying gold and silver? Okay. If you do, great. Which one do you want to buy? And then you got to figure out how much you want to buy. Wait a minute. Back to the budget. Now you got to figure this out. Okay, if we want to make this a priority, then what are we going to do? We're going to make a sacrifice here, or we're going to put a little bit more in savings here to buy that. That's the decision. That's the hard decisions you have to make. And I can't tell you how to do that.
And are you going to be a collector or a stacker?
I'm sorry?
You going to be a collector or a stacker?
Yes, thank you. Yeah, are you going to be a stacker?
It's a hobby. Right. It starts out as a hobby, and then it transforms. Either you start out as a stacker and you end up buying collectibles and you become a collector, or you're a collector and it turns into stacking. And you do a little bit of both. You can do both.
Yeah, I've transitioned. Well, yeah, I started off just hardcore, stacking silver, and then I've transitioned over to turn silver into collectibles. You know I like Star Wars, blah blah blah, and then to just stack straight up gold. And I'm doing the grading thing too, because to me the grading thing is fun. I am hooked on that. Trust me, I am hooked on it. So budget's done. We have a budget. Okay, great. We have a budget. We have a plan. We're figuring out how we're going to execute that plan. Now we start building the good stuff. What is your plans for that good stuff? Now that plan I put up in hold, now let's bring that plan down here. What is your game plan? What are the goals of your, not the quarters, of your stack? What is the purpose of this? You need to define this for yourself. Once you figure out what these goals are, then you need to take your plan and adjust it accordingly. Because what's going to happen later down the road? When are you going to liquidate this? Are you going to liquidate some, save some? Are you going to hold it all and pass it down to your next generations to build generational wealth? Are you going to do a little bit of everything? You need a plan to figure those out. Once you figure those out, then you need I don't want to steal somebody else's word, but you need the exit strategy. Okay, if you are going to liquidate or whatever, how are you going to go about converting that back into this so that you could take that fun vacation or buy that extremely expensive sports car that you don't really need? So this isn't just buy now, buy on the dip, and that's another topic for another night. Buying on the dip. Honestly, before you start stacking, I am going to give you this little piece of advice. Before you start stacking, you need paper and pen. This is where you're going to start stacking, because you need a plan. Everybody needs a plan. From your budgeting, from what is the purpose of my stack, how am I going to go about it, and then at the end, what am I going to do with it then? Because you can't take it with you. What do you think? Did I miss anything, boss?
Hey, you just keep rolling, man. You're making sense. I mean, budget is, and I've said it 1,000 times too. Budget, and don't overextend yourself. Have a plan, work the plan.
And of course, the plan and all the parts
Get rid
of
of
the
your
plan.
credit. Your big thing, you got to get rid of your credit card debt. You got to get rid of bad debt. Get rid of the bad debt. Get rid of the bad debt. Get rid of the bad debt. So if you owe money on the credit card, you should be putting every extra penny extra, in my opinion, to paying off that credit card debt. And then once you get that paid off, you'd be amazed how much more money frees up. You're not getting the interest rates and blah, 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 blah. So you're preaching to the choir here. So I'm just sitting back and letting you roll, man.
No, you're right. And I hate rolling with this kind of, these soapboxes with our crowd because they all agree with it. They all agree with this, and they've heard this before. The hard part is for us to reach out to those that are out there that aren't listening, that aren't here, and that's hard. That's and that's my frustration trying to grow this little channel I have. Yes, I need content and all that stuff, but even then, how do I reach out to the masses and stuff? Because our community, as small as much of a niche it is, it's still fairly big, and it's dominated by these whales. So how do you slay the whale? How do you slay the whale? Akbar? No, that's Star Wars. Moby Dick.
You have a good dinner. I think what you're saying is, how do you eat an elephant? That's one bite at a time.
Yeah, I know. I'm a little impatient about that stuff, but it just irks me when these boys on these channels say, "Oh yeah, you need a."
I know it is frustrating to see and right now the big thing is everybody's showing their stack, right?
Why?
I don't know. That's the big thing.
Okay.
I don't know, and that don't matter to me. I don't care if you got 1 million ounces. That's cool. That's great. That means you've done something right?
Yeah.
So,
that's awesome. If you're proud of something,
but
sure.
That's the hot thing right now. So, people enjoy it because they watch it, and people keep putting out content doing the same thing. So, I don't have anything against that, but it's just odd that there's just odd trends that happen sometimes in the community. So Ken O'Mine here says, well, what do you want to happen to your accumulated coins when you do pass away? Like you said, you can't take it with you. Well, that would fall into your estate planning, which hopefully you've taken in consideration for... I'm not really going to go down that, but it falls under your estate planning. And I would definitely contact a attorney for a living trust or a trust account over any type of will or something like that. Obviously, there's a will, but you should have a trust set up and that avoids probate and all kinds of stuff. And that's what you need to contact a lawyer for. And then it can get dispersed any way that you want at that time.
And of course, the laws vary from state to state.
Correct.
So that's why you gotta seek these guys and gals out.
Especially, and this is kind of important because people do have they do accumulate a lot in this community, right? They do have gold, and they do have silver, they do have collectibles that are worth something other than face value or metal. So at that, once you reach where you've got a few things, where you've got a couple of bucks tied up, and I'm saying, I'm not talking, okay, I bought a $100 coin. What do I do? Most of us here, and Polly Bucks here, hello. Most of the folks here, I think, all agree with what you've been saying, but you're right. It's got to be repeated over and over because I think it gets lost with the big channels, and I think that lawyers, you need to talk to an estate attorney as well as a professional financial advisor. When we're at the level now where you're buying precious metals, in my opinion, if you're buying silver and gold or you're stacking, you should have already talked to, or you should be planning to talk to very soon, an estate attorney and a financial planner to make sure that you're on the right path and things are taken care of properly. And with that, I'm not going to go much further because
No,
I'm not a lawyer at all. But that would be my recommendation.
No, that's all that needs to be said, because it's now up to the individual to do your due diligence, because you need that professional help. They know the laws, they know the ins and outs of everything. And again, it varies from state to state. So, it's those nuances that that none of us are aware of. So you got to get those people to help. Yeah, it's an expense. That's why you have a budget.
Yep.
How much is it going to cost for me to talk to the estate planner? Oh, okay. I better put away so much every month to pay for him or her. Pay for that estate planner or lawyer. Yep. So working in amazing. Everything seems to go back to the budget.
Yeah. Mr. Boudreau, I understand what you're saying here. I'm not saying that don't ever use a credit card. I'm not Dave Ramsey. I think that you need to have a credit card or two for an emergency if you don't have cash and you need something. And credit cards can be used as long as they're done, in my opinion, responsibly. You put a charge on the card and then you pay the balance off every month. You don't carry over a balance and pay the high interest. So I am not anti-credit card. In fact, if you play it right with some perks, for example, I'm planning on going down to the fun show, and I'm planning on a little bit of an extended stay. I have a lot of miles on one of my credit cards that I've accumulated. So I may be able to swing my airplane ticket down to Orlando for free.
So you've heard.
That's the plan for right now. We'll see. So, but what I'm saying is that I'm not like Dave Ramsey, cut up your credit cards and just use your debit card and all that. I'm not saying that at all. I think that some of his principles are good, but me and him separate down the road. Like once you get past baby step like 3 or 4 or whatever it's called, I disagree with some of his stuff. But he's also I don't know how many millions he's got in the bank, which is a lot more than me. So he's smarter than I am. So maybe he knows something that I don't. However, back to my point, credit cards. There's nothing wrong with credit cards as long as they're used responsibly. That's all.
Yeah, you manage the credit card. Don't let the credit card manage you. Right. I know that's a cliched thing to say, but that's the truth.
Yep.
Boy, whew. Take a breath.
I know. I tried to fill in there so you could rest your throat for a minute. That was a good rant. I don't know how long you went, but that was good. Andy, what's the Russian judge say? What's the score?
Yeah. Oh, and I'll share with you when I spoke with my financial advisor earlier this year. I brought up the whole thing about, hey, how do you feel about investing in precious metals stuff? And Miss Diane Durbin, pretty lady, thank you for joining us, and of course, Mr. Paulie Buck, my brother, my mentor, the man, the myth, the legend. And he still retains the sexiest silver stacking content provider on YouTube. So take that, Stormy. I'm kidding. Actually, Stormy's a good-looking guy too. Since he's done his space reveal, it's like, wow, you're a good-looking guy. So Stormy's all right. Stormy, I poke fun Stormy a lot, but I have the utmost respect for him to be able to do what he's done with his channel in such a short time. From what I know, he's only been doing this for a couple of years, right? So he hasn't been doing as long as some of the other big whales, but he has turned that thing into an incredible business. I don't know what better word to use to describe it. And I respect that. That is incredible.
Mr. Shank or Jack Allman. Good evening, sir.
Good evening. Also, thanks for joining us.
Yes, John Shank. Hello.
So I'm getting off that soapbox now. That was a lot, but I felt really bad that I didn't. Yeah, I kind of repeated what I said last night, but I feel like I didn't say it.
No, you got a little more detail.
A little bit more detail. So, okay, quick answer. There's no right answer on how much how many ounces of silver, gold, platinum, palladium, rhodium, niobium, titanium that you should have in your stack. There's no right answer.
What about my uranium that I've got buried in the backyard?
Hush. Mr. Gen X. Mr. Gen X.
That's a joke, just in case anybody's listening. I don't have any. Don't have any. There was something that leads me to something.
Yes.
Back in the 50s, they actually had a science kit that dealt with radioactivity. And they actually supplied stuff. Yeah. And I can't think of the name of it now, but it was like like a chemistry set. But it was it was for because the bomb and the Cold War and all that stuff was a big thing, and everybody wanted to know about it. And they actually did send out, and it had like a grain of uranium or something in it. It was like, so everybody says the good old days. Well, if you played with that kit, you're probably not around now to talk about it.
No. If I recall, when I took chemistry, or I think it was chemistry and physics, there was a kit that had an enclosed glass fixture, and inside it had what looked like a windmill, but not where it's the circle, kind of like the ones you see on forums in the Wild West. It was more like 4 arms out, and then it had vertical panels, like solar panels kind of thing. It would run on light. The light would hit those panels, and it was actually the photons of the light that physically moved the panels. But they had a alpha source. In other words, a material that actually emitted alpha particles, and you could put this alpha particle source next to that fixture, turn the lights off, put the alpha particle fixture next to it, and it would also push the little fan blades around. So I don't know, maybe I'm not recalling that correctly, but that what you were saying kind of reminded me of that, because I swore I did that in high school, either high school physics or high school chemistry, and that just blew me away. I was like, wow, because you can't physically see alpha particles, but somehow about that material, the alpha particle hits it, and that it's not super spinning, but it's just slowly making a little loop. That's wild.
So for Wolverine, he keeps trying to say it was a joke. It was a joke. I didn't mean to get you going, but you missed it, and I wasn't commenting because it's been a while. But he's saying he learned his lesson.
What was it about?
How much gold and silver and all that stuff.
Oh, well, yeah. Enough has been said. The bottom line is you have to decide that for yourself. There's no right or wrong answer.
He keeps saying, stop, I was joking. Yeah. And Mr. Resnick is gone, so we don't know what the final rant meter said. So I don't know.
Hey, did we reach out to Mr. John Shank?
We did say hello. Yes.
Okay.
Said he's been busy. And I know Jack Gallman was here, but I think he had to go to work or was going to work. I'm not sure. I'm not sure.
So, Stack of Perpetrators has a Mercdyne that has been neutron radiated. I have a challenge coin that's made out of niobium. Okay. At least I was told at the time when they gave these challenge coins to everyone at the particle research lab I worked at during my internship, that the coin was made from pure niobium. And I need Andy to go look up the periodic table to tell me what the element is. You would think I'd have that memorized. But
Andy left, I said. Remember?
Oh, Andy. Okay, my bad. Oh, that's selective hearing again.
Yeah.
On me.
What was the name of the material?
Niobium. Yeah, I'm gonna do a video on it because I got pictures and I got some diagrams from when I worked there during my internship, and I think I think you guys would just find it fun to watch.
Yeah, it was
just something different.
Yeah, it was discovered in 1801, and it's the atomic number 41.
41. Thank you.
They changed it. It's the symbol for it now is NB. It used to be CB.
It's ASW. Don't worry about it. I was going to this rant I was on. I was going to say this anyway, so don't worry about it. But yeah, I still haven't. Is that the chief security? No, he's taking snap. I'm sorry. I was going to say all this stuff anyway. I didn't know that Stormy put a video out, so I had to go in there and watch it for myself. But everyone agrees. You do your own due diligence, and you take everything you hear with a grain of salt, and you make your own informed decision. That's the bottom line. So, no, there's no magic number or how much gold, how much silver you should have. And if you're going to trigger me to start talking about gold to silver ratio, it's another time. But no, not tonight. That's enough for the ranting. So let's talk about some fun stuff. Yeah, you guys have been great. Where'd he go? He must have hit the wrong button. Oh man, I'm sorry. I'm trying to catch up here in the chat a little bit. Yeah. Hey, I like this, Mr. Shank. We've been giving to the homeless shelter coats, shoes. My wife had a carload tomorrow of clothes for the kids tomorrow. See, that's awesome. That's something else that I want to help our community do. Is community awareness, outreach, things like that. A lot of people here know the Coin Tribe and what they do, and I certainly support those efforts as best I can. But as individuals, we can make a difference. I'm going to use this is going to be kind of an extreme example, and I don't mean it to be political. Ukraine. We know what's going on over there. And our hearts go out to everyone who's affected. But what is it that you as an individual can do to really affect change in the Ukraine? Not much. That's the truth. You really can't stop the war all by yourself. Yes, you can donate money to relief causes, donate clothes and, household items or whatever it is that they're calling for. And that's great. If you feel compelled, if that's your calling, then please, by all means. But that is so far away. You heard the saying, "Oh, one man or one person can make a difference." Sure, they can. But in today's age, not so much. I learned this philosophy, and it's not the thermodynamic stuff, and I've heard it around a lot of places. It's called the sphere of influence, and some of you out there probably have heard me talk about this, and I haven't talked about it in a long time, so I want to bring it up because Mr. Shanks kind of inspired me to talk about this. So what's a sphere of influence? It's the area that you can immediately take effect, can make a change. So as an engineer, we're going to actually physically set this up. So what you do, you take your arms and you stretch them out. Now, pretend you're taking your arms and you're drawing a sphere around you. Ladies and gentlemen, that is your first sphere of influence. What is contained within that sphere of influence? You. If you want to affect change out there in your neighborhood, to your neighbor next door to you, you gotta make change to you. You got to be the better person. You got to show more patience. You got to be respectful of others. You got to be the better wife, the better husband, the better sibling, the better brother, the better sister, the better cousin, the better pet owner. You got to make those positive changes for yourself. And one of my struggles to make me a better person is eating. I have a problem with eating. And it's hard. I'd rather solve a differential equation than try to go on a food plan. They say don't use the word diet, whatever. Yeah, that's my battle. It's not easy for me. It really isn't. So I have to take my sphere of influence and work on me. Once you get this situated, then what we do is make your sphere bigger, double your length, double the size. Now what are you encompassing? If you're a family person, it's your family. It's your dining. Let me talk about your dining table in a minute. Now you're talking about a family or your loved ones, your friends, your roommates, even your pets. Though now that you expand that sphere, now what is it that you have done to yourself that will affect them and help their lives, enrich their lives, make their lives better? Through expanding your sphere of influence, you are going to make a difference. But it starts with you. You have to start here. You got to make this right. You got to make this right. Once these are going, once this is going, then you have a strong center. Once the center of this sphere is strong, the layers will build and build and build. To make positive change to your family, in my opinion, if you can hear this, the dining table. That is something that our society has lost, is the ability or the family dinner night. And and there's, we have all kinds of families, the traditional family, mom and dad, we have different, spouses and loved ones. Friends, family is who you decide is family. My niece and nephew have, friends that we grew up with. They call them uncle. I'm cool with that. I am so glad that they're calling my childhood friends uncle, because I can't always be there for them. They're way, on the East Coast. Here I am in Alabama. So I am so grateful they call him uncle. It does not offend me at all. In fact, I think it's great because they consider them family, and that is so awesome. So your family doesn't necessarily have to be blood related. So circle, get it? You circle, take that sphere, make your dining table a sphere, and get everyone in here and share a meal together. Whether they're family, friends, loved ones, your neighbor, bring them in here. I can't remember where it comes from, but it's about how do you make peace in the world? By breaking bread at the dinner table. There's references of that in the Bible somewhere. I'm not a biblical scholar, but that stuff's out there. And make that change. That will affect your family like you wouldn't believe. Shut those cell phones off. Shut the PlayStation and game console off. Put that stuff in the other room and sit down at your family table and look at each other and talk to each other. That's missing so badly. Do that. That's your next layer of your sphere. Now you got you set, you got your family set. Time to grow your sphere again. Now where are you? You're in your neighborhood. Be a neighborly neighbor. What's the old saying? High fences make good neighbors. Wrong. A good neighbor becomes a friend to their neighbor. Get to know your neighbor. Now, for some people, it might be easy. In my case, my neighbor is literally like 10, 15 feet on this side and 10, 15 feet on that wall over there. For some folks, it might be acres and acres of miles away. Make those connections with your neighbors, okay? Because they're there. Bond with them because, who knows? You can learn stuff from them. You can share things together. and if you're in a tight squeeze, your neighbor could come in and help you out and stuff like that. Here's an example. What happened in 2011, this house I bought, this is a brand new construction house, and I bought it 2011. I closed and moved in the middle of, was it March or April? One of those months. Well, 3 weeks later, the state of Alabama had by far one of the worst tornado seasons ever, and they completely knocked out power. It was a mess. And I got to know my neighbors, and my neighbors got to know me. Why? We pulled together. I mean, it was horrible what happened with that storm. There was a lot of tragedies and everything. But the silver lining in that is I got to know my neighbors. They got to know me. We built the community. We started a Facebook page. We help each other out. We use that Facebook page. Somebody says in there, hey, I need a plumber because something happened, or hey, this happened to my house. Has anybody seen this before? Somebody's in there putting a message in saying, yeah, I've done this. Go see this guy to go fix that, or, whatever the case may be. That's that layer of your sphere. Now, do you want to grow further? You see, that sphere gets bigger and bigger and bigger. And it's all up to you how big you want to make that sphere. Do you want to become president of the United States one day? Maybe. But you have to start here in order to get to there. That is my definition of the sphere of influence. And I made a commemorative sticker for it, by the way. So if you're interested in that, send me an email. And in fact, I'll send you the entire ensemble of stickers we have. You know what? Oh, give me a second. I really do want to show you that, guys. There you go. Can y'all see that? That's my kind of my inspiration about it. Your sphere of influence. And it's about the first law of thermodynamics, of using that energy for good. We need more of this in our nation. We truly, truly do. So think about it. And if you're interested in one of these, and if you like some of the others, send me email me your information, and I will happily send you an entire ensemble of these. I really enjoy making these, by the way. So, but I'm in the process. I want to revise a lot of these stuff and then kind of narrow them down a little bit. So, rant number 2 completed. Apparently, I guess it looks like we lost our partner in crime, Mr. X. I think he said something about maybe losing power. So thanks for joining us. Hey, if you could come back on, great. If not, we understand. And let me get caught up in the chat a little bit. And Nick's Coins, thank you for joining us. If I didn't reach out and say good evening to you, thank you for joining us. Wonderful. She does a great. She does. I really. It's Tuesdays, right, where you do your stream, your live stream around lunchtime ish, I think. And it's a lot of fun. It's great. It's just fun to see her interact with her panel, and she does a really good job parallel processing. By the way, she'd be able to have this conversation talking about some topic. Oh, hey, hi, George, for stopping in, and just keep going. And it's completely seamless. And I get a kick out of seeing that in action. So it's something I want to work on. So thank you for joining us, young lady. What else have we said? Oh boy. No, this is and this is another thing about the whole fostering friendship and fellowship. We could talk about stuff up here on this panel and everything, which is great. This is good. The chat is also a wonderful opportunity for everyone out here in the YouTube community to connect and chat and get to know each other, share info and share stories. And crazy stuff like that. I mean, this is yeah, another one of my pet peeves about the big boy channels. They're afraid to connect with their audience, I think. And what's the best great way to connect with your subscribers, the YouTube community? This. And they don't do enough of that. It's for some people it's difficult to make friends. And this is a social media platform, sure. But I think this one's different though. Yeah, you can post content, on Facebook and Instagram and all that stuff. But there's something different about YouTube. I can't quite put my finger on it, but it's different enough that I think this is where it's at, honestly. Oh, and speaking of which, earlier today, the news said this is August. It said July was the first month that streaming services exceeded like cable TV in terms of viewers. So there was more people watching streaming services or social media versus regular satellite and cable TV. And they also pointed out the streaming service, the social media that got the highest viewing, YouTube. Isn't that wild? It's the first time social media has exceeded regular television. And that's why you can use this forum. You don't have to be all about coins and silver and precious metals and stuff. If there's something passionate about what you do and what you want, hey, put it out there. Connect with people. I'm not gonna be right all the time. I'm gonna be wrong. I'm gonna have my failures. I'm gonna trip over myself and stuff, but that's okay. That's how you learn. If you don't make mistakes, you're not going to learn, because you got to learn from your mistakes. Now, if you don't learn from your mistakes, that's a different issue. But it's okay to make, honest mistakes. You make, the mistakes made, learn from it, apply that data, and drive on. So put your stuff, make a channel. You don't have to be perfect. Just, if it's something that you're passionate about and you want to share it, do it. It's great. I just got to prioritize myself to get more content out there to hopefully grow the channel a little bit more. Because my goal is I want to get to 500, because I want the community tab. And the reason I want the community tab is for me. That way, it's easy for me to connect with folks without like making a video. I can just go to the tab and say, "Hey, there's a good deal on this that I stumbled over. Check it out." Or, hey, did you see this little piece of news or something? Or, hey, here's a funny meme. It's just a quick, easy, simple way to stay connected with everybody. So that's my next goal that's why I want to get to 500. So, but it's up to me to make the content out there that's worth your time. So all the pressure's on me. Oh, well, wow, there's a lot going on here in the chat. Oh man, I'm not sure where to pick up the chat. You guys have been talking a lot here, and that's really great. I definitely chat with each other and share and be supportive and lift each other up. Oh boy. Hey, Dennis D, you joined us. Hey, good evening. Thanks for stopping in. This is wild. What did Mr. MJ Boudreaux say here? Who wants a 12.5 sitcom and watch 17.5 minutes of commercials? Yeah, exactly. It's yeah. Some of those streaming services, right? Correct me if I'm wrong, folks. You can pay the little extra, and so you don't have to watch commercials. And then when you look at those shows, they're not an hour long. They're like 30 minutes, 45 at the most. You know, it's all that backfill they put in. It's crazy. You know, why would any, if you're going to watch TV, why would you watch regular cable, satellite, or, you know, if you got one of them digital antennas, why would you watch, you know, regular TV anymore? Everything else is going to be on, you know, those same shows are going to be streaming on whatever network they're being made by, right? CBS streaming service, NBC, ABC, Fox, they all have a streaming service. So, you know, you got to pay to have the service. So, you know, what's another extra $1 or $2 to upgrade that plan to be commercial free, right? You know, but that's something I'm doing too, is I'm cutting back on watching TV. There's only a couple shows that I watch, you know, adamantly, and of course one is any of the Star Wars stuff. So, you know, you'll see me and Silver Wolverines will be doing a big giant, you know, live stream, you know, debut watching of the next season of the Bad Boys and stuff like that. So that should be fun. I'm still waiting on Silver Wolverine to send me the link to so we can set that up. Of course we can't do that. That's not yeah, Disney would say no to that. But yeah, all the shows that I watch are all online, you know, streaming services. You know, one of them, one show I'm a really big fan of is on CBS, Navy SEALs. They last year, season 4 or is it season 5? They moved it off of regular, you know, TV and they put it on streaming service only. And you know what? The ratings went up. That was a lot. That surprised me. You know, at first I thought, oh, the show's over and stuff. No, it was the opposite. It went up. And a nice thing that going on streaming did for them is they can add in some of those words that they can't say on normal TV. Honestly, I had no clue that they went to streaming. And I was watching, I think it was, season 5. Yeah. It was, you know, streaming, and I was watching it, and then they start saying, you know, some of those, you know, naughty words, and I'm like, wait, how can I say that? Wait, what's going on? You know, and then I do my research, like, oh, they went streaming, so that kind of freed them up a little bit. I was like, all right, because you know, this show's about, you know, special operators and stuff. Of course, they're gonna cuss, you know, so it's like, why weren't they, you know, saying that stuff, you know, during the regular show is on, you know, on the air? Well, you know, for obvious reasons. So they moved into streaming, and now it's kind of freed up the script a little bit so they can be more descriptive when they're saying whatever it is they're saying during, you know, some, you know, battle scene and stuff. So that was a smart move on their part, in my opinion. Anyway, so I'm definitely cutting back on the TV and stuff, and I think that's helping me mentally and emotionally and all that stuff, because I get away from the news and all that stuff. Just, you know, if I do watch TV, it's just going to be the local news, just to know what the weather is for the next day or for the week, and all that stuff. Yeah, and you know, I think cutting back on the television, that's, you know, I'm now slowly focusing that time on, you know, important stuff that's going to help me, and you know, focus on the hobbies, you know, this precious metal stuff, you know, and trying to get this channel going, and you know, you know, spend more time with the chief of security. And I actually want to start learn to play the guitar again, pick that back up, and you know, and start learning the chords again. I'll just, yeah, I mean, it's those things. And I know you have to make the time, you know, make the time, live a little. So, hey, you guys are saying a lot in the chat. I'm trying, you know, Gen X, get back up here. I need help. I can't parallel process. I'm getting overwhelmed here. Oh, no, it's great. You guys are talking to each other, and that's cool. That's cool. It's all in good fun. The conversation would be so much better if the DoN would be reading the comments. Okay. Well, okay, SW, where would you like me to start reading the comments at? Do you have a running joke here? I know you do. Silver Gator says, put my name on the never seen Star Wars list. Okay. It's okay. You know, it's just friendly banter between me and SW. Nothing serious about that. We just like to poke fun at each other about that stuff. Although I'm still kind of surprised that some people don't know anything about Star Wars nowadays, but it's okay. Oh, I think Mr. John Sanks, are you leaving this evening? Thank you for joining us. If you haven't already, if you haven't already left by now. So thanks for joining us. Dennis D, sometimes I find myself watching Coin Vault or AV Coins. Both have admitted to being ABPP. Okay, I don't know what ABPP is. I probably do. I probably heard of it and just, it's just not connecting with me right now. And what else? What else we got? Yeah. Hey, Heather Chubby Hubby. Did I say good evening to you? Oh boy, I hope I did. If not, hey, good evening, brother. Thanks for being here. Oh wow, this is crazy. See what Nick's coin says here. We were talking about streaming, about not watching Star Wars, teasing him. Oh, okay, yeah, okay. Well, maybe. Well, here's the thing. If I sent him, I got like an older DVD set of the three original movies. New Hope, Empire Strikes Back, Return of the Jedi. I think I still have like an old DVD set. If I sent that to you, SW, would you consider watching them? You can keep them, and if you want to, shoot them to the moon, or want to donate it to a Goodwill, that's fine. If I have that set, I think I'm going to send it to you, and I'll leave it up to you if you want to watch those or not. But folks, it's all in good fun, good banter between him and me. He's a good guy. He puts out really good content. He's really on the ball, and personally, I think he has like connections out there that we don't know about. A little conspiracy theory here, because he seems like he's on the ball when it comes to these numismatic news and information. Borrowed somebody's line there. So I don't know. He's got the little inside track that we don't know about. And let's see. The old man says he's still having issues. So yeah, I shouldn't call Gen X old man. He's I think he's only just 1 or 2 years older than I am. Honestly, I never asked for his age, but I think we're pretty close in the age brackets. What else we got? Frogman, you said you're a big bulk buyer. You consider yourself like a hardcore, stack for weight kind of thing, or maybe that's an inside joke somewhere else that is, way back in the chat that I didn't catch up on. Let me see here. Is this thing? Is this a blue microphone? And did it come with a set of paddles? Okay. There's a joke there. It's slipping in my mind. But no, it is one of those blue Yeti microphones, and I think it's great. This, I actually kind of like the way it looks too, and all that stuff. It's got the nice bass here, and and you see a lot of people on YouTube or in the news and things like that, and they got nice microphones and stuff, and they have it on camera, and I kind of like the idea of having it on camera because blue's one of my favorite colors, and I think just so this is a really good investment, and I have I highly recommend this microphone for sure. I mean, there's other great ones out there too, but for what I want to do, this hits the spot. Let's see. And Miss Diane, I guess she's speaking with with Nick's coins. And you know what's great about Miss Diane and Nick, and she changed her name. She was my other self. Now she's help me out. But the three of these ladies, what they bring up in some of their shows, they're talking about home remedies. They're talking about gardening, how to make yourself self-sufficient. Maybe, I'm not sure if I'm using that word correctly. We're talking about doing things you can do at home. It'll save you money. The ingredients that are going into the thing you're making, like soap. Soap is relatively easy. Okay, somebody out there with a chemistry degree, help me out on that. But soap is a relatively simple product to make, right? You need lime and some sort of fat source, like an oil, emulsify it together, add in your lavender or whatever scent you like. I mean, I'm sure Diane and Nick and you guys can talk about that a lot better than I can. But it's those kind of things, for that soap, exactly what's in it. It's not no titanium dioxide triethylene or whatever. It's an oil, a lime, or whatever agent that is. Some fragrances and maybe a little bit of pumice so you get some a little bit of some abrasion to help you clean the skin better, but what's going in it. That's the bottom line. And their channel and what those great women are collaborating, I think it's wonderful. You should watch it. You're going to learn something. What you can do at home to help your sustainability, how to improve your quality of life without worrying about am I going to be able to get candles out there in the real world? You can make your own. For example, wonderful life skills that are being lost. And I'm grateful for you ladies to help bring those back. So please keep up the good work. Yeah, I'm not going to answer any Star Wars questions from Civil Wolverines for the rest of the night. Okay, real quick. Did somebody ask for my email? Let's see if I can get this to work. And there. Okay, hold on a sec. I gotta bring it to the front. Yeah, that's the one nice thing about doing this. Is definitely learning OBS, and this OBS stuff is a very wonderful tool, and surprisingly, it's free. Can you believe that? Oh, come on! Where is it? Move to the front. Move to the front. Move. Okay. There we go. Can everybody see that? I might move it over because it's right on the seam of the window there. So that's easy. Department Numismatics at gmail.com. I might need to change that color. Maybe I'll make it a little bit easier to read. Color, let's set it to black. Maybe that's a little bit easier to read. But yeah, you want to reach out, please do. I mean, you got suggestions, corrections. If I said something wrong or correct me, please. I'm not perfect, and this is your show as well. And I can speak on. I can also speak for Gen X. If you want to come on either one of our shows, email us. Let us know. Pick a time you want to come on and share. What you want to share. You want to show your collection. You got a funny story or something that happened in your life that it's important. It made a positive effect in your life. Share those stories. We want to hear those things. Let's get them documented. And it's all about us connecting and everything. And you don't have to show your face and all that stuff. It's cool. Some people aren't comfortable with it. So come on board. Join the community. You never know. You may come up here and go, hey, I kind of want to do stuff like this too. Give it a shot. So yeah, so there's the email, and feel free. You want to join the show? Let me know. Send you the link. Easy peasy. If you want a complimentary set of the stickers for the channel, send me an email. Let me know where you want it mailed, and put it in the mail for you. My pleasure. It's a piece of cake. I love making those things. Oh man, wonderful comments. Yeah, I mean, you guys are saying a lot. I really appreciate it. Yeah, it's not quite easy being solo up here. It's just like, oh, I like having somebody to bounce ideas off of. So thank you for all these comments, these uh, compliments. Yeah, I'm starting to lose my vocabulary here real quick. Hey, but I think it's probably time to wrap things up. It's 9:00 Central, so that's 10 on the East Coast. Yeah, I need to go to bed. You all need to go to bed, unless you're the late night party people and you want to go to the after party, which is fine. So yeah, if you got if you got anything you'd like to bring up, topic wise or something that you would feel more comfortable, just letting me or Gen X know, email us too. This is something we can, bring up for discussion. Tell us, like I said, this is open for all of us, to share and connect and, me, foster friendship and fellowship within our coin and stacking community. So yeah, there's a lot here in the chat, and it's excuse me. Yeah, I think it's time to wrap things up, folks. And yeah, my voice is like, yeah, and of course the you guys want to see him? How do we want to wrap that up? Okay, put a 1 in the chat if you would like to see the Chief of Security before we go. And I think what was it, Rocky Mountain Bear? You've joined us. Thank you for joining us. And I think it's Angel Coin Crew has joined us. So thank you for being here. We really appreciate it. We're kind of wrapping things up. We lost Mr. Gen X Collectible, and so I've been kind of solo through. So it's like, what do I do? What do I say? It's like, but I think we had a good evening with everybody. So okay, I think there's enough ones. So you guys want him to say good evening. So all right, give me a sec and bring him up. Oh, you want to drive the mouse? There you go. Huh? Yeah, you're a good boy. Huh? There you go, folks. Ladies and gentlemen, the the Chief of Security. This is Marty the Party. Hey, come here. Look at the camera. There you go. Everybody look at you, huh? He's a good boy. He went to the I'm trying to hold him so I don't want him to jump off the table. But yeah, he went to the vet today, and he got pampered, got a little day of doggy daycare to hang out with his other fellow Chief of Securities, and he needed his toenails trimmed. So he had a good day. Took his afternoon nap while we're doing this live stream and stuff. So Shake? Okay, good boy. Here, look at the camera. Now, Terry, say good night, everybody. Hope you have a good weekend and stuff. And don't forget to join Mr. Gen X Collectibles on his channel. Huh? And what time's this show? I think it's 8 p.m. Eastern, Daddy. And who else? Oh, yeah, you got Coin Crew with their Sunday Funday auctions, too, right? And that's what? It was what, 11:45 on Sundays? Oh, yeah, I think so, Daddy, but you need to double check that. Okay. You're a good boy. Yes, he's going to have his own little playlist on the channel as soon as I figure it out. So he's a good boy. By the way, just a little bit about this is Marnie. He's 4 years old. He'll be 5 in February, and he is don't turn. Just stay right there. He's quarter pit, quarter boxer, and 50% sporting breed, whatever that means. One of the other owners that had 2 of the puppies that he came from, they did the dog genetic tests or whatever, and that's what he figured out. So yeah, he's quarter pit, quarter boxer, and 50% sporting breed. So the guess is the dad was probably like a retriever mix, because if you kind of look at his his muzzle. Is that the right word? It's it's kind of long and it's fairly slender compared to it's okay. Compared to a traditional pit bull, it's kind of short and kind of wide. So yeah, and trust me, everybody loves him. He gets more action than I do. But he listens. He's fun. He's a very good boy. And what he's trying to do is trying to turn around. I guess this is, is it true when a dog faces their back to you, it's like a means of like, hey, you are the alpha male of this pack or something like that? I don't know. Somebody else is going to have to tell me about that. Okay. So thank you. Okay. Thank you. Oh, you're a good boy. You're a good boy. You're a good boy. If I start chatting with just you, I'll probably get more subscribers. You know that? Okay. All right. So on behalf of the Chief of Security, Marty the Party, hey, good night, everybody. Thanks for joining the live stream. And have a great weekend. Be well and be safe. And I haven't said in a while. Remember he's definitely applying the law of thermodynamics. Remember the first law of thermodynamics. Energy is neither created nor destroyed, rather altered in form. Therefore, transform your energy into a tongue that likes to give kisses. Bye. Good night, folks. You good boy.